Hey everyone, thanks for listening. This is the second Ramble video of my UIM Ramble series. I am UIM and today is the 15th of February. I wanted to record a Ramble video because, as I promised, in between every progress video, I wanted to record a Ramble video so that way you could get a little bit more of the commentary side of things, since the way that I do my progress videos is very particular and it doesn't include any commentary or anything like that. I do that purposefully so that I can have the Ramble series be where I do that commentary and discussion. And then also because you can see a lot of things in those videos that are kind of hopefully entertaining when I present them to you, but I want to break those all down into like different tutorial videos and talk about it in the commentary of why I did what, etc. So it's just how I want it to be. I want that threefold series. And then also, because we have been around for a month now, the Clan Transcend, we have the Transcend podcast that I'm going to be posting to that channel, and then also events and things like that. So yeah, that's just how I want to do it. I also know that some people probably don't like the fact that I do 199 video for each progress video and would say that I should have more content. And I think that they're really smart about that, like in terms of keeping an audience and keeping them engaged and all of that. Especially if you want more subscriptions, you're trying to do like full-time content creation or even do it for money, etc. Then that definitely is the strat. But I really like putting it all into one video. Like there's something really exciting about knowing when I release a video exactly what you're going to get out of it, which should be a 99 and should be a lot of the content in between. Now, I did notice making a lot of clips. As you can see, I'm not doing thieving anymore from the last video. I finished 99 thieving as the second progress video was released, as the first Ramble video was in between the first and the second, and this one is going to be in between the second and the third, just as I planned and communicated. But you're probably wondering why I'm doing Winter Todd and not doing agility, since I discussed my long-term goals of this year being 99 agility, farming, fishing, and cooking, and a setup for smithing. Well, some things changed. So in terms of last video, I wanted to proceed with doing agility, and so I did. And I got to 85, almost 86. And so I did actually, enjoy actually doing quite a bit of content in terms of agility, and I enjoy it. And I didn't stop because I'm burnt or anything like that. But I started realizing that though my account looked really clean, there was a lot of things that I needed to accomplish on it that would relieve me before I spent more hours. And because I did farming while starting thieving, because that's the most efficient way to start thieving, especially because I'm not an OSAT, right? Well, that's why I ended up going and doing farming, and I had already set up tithe and unlocked Hosidious Favor, etc. So I basically had some additional skills that I needed to get up. And at that point, knowing that dynamite was something I had never really experienced in the game yet, and it was relatively new, I wanted to do it on this account. And I really wanted to do as much as I could possibly do, specifically in unlocking as soon as possible herb lore. And the reason I wanted to unlock herb lore is because it doesn't make sense to be doing agility laps without doing either farming of herbs of the seeds from 99 thieving, which I have from Master Farmer, or to be doing, I guess, darts while you're also doing it. Like the most efficient method would be to be doing those at the same time. If you're going to do a bunch of laps at Arty Course, you might as well make sure you're doing something else passively in terms of collecting stuff that's good for your count during all those hours. Now, those hours aren't really that much, let's be honest, and there are some things that are super meta efficient that I'm not doing, but I wanted to get a jump on that. So between the entertainment of wanting to get the looting bag at 750 total is the requirement for that, also wanting to do more combat and do dynamite, I ended up getting fire making and the required farming level for Cave Nightshade. And then I started thieving with 99 thieving, and really 99 thieving unlocked some things that were really, really valuable. So doing RC first gave me the benefit of the Ring of Elements, and then doing thieving next gave me the benefit of the Xerix talisman, as well as the Arty cloak, and also the what am I thinking here? I'm not fully focused. but the aspect of going for Fossil Island and also having access to dynamite. So I ended up going for it. I had some struggle with the first encounter of dynamite. I was not very happy about how much it took to get a bit of cave nightshade to make poison dynamite with. And Jagex actually released today an update to the cave nightshade for farming it where it's now stackable, and that's awesome. I'm actually really happy to see that, but I also wasn't going to wait until that dropped because it could have been anywhere from 2 weeks to, you know, 3 months. Like Jagex is just very unpredictable, and it looks like they released a little bit of 78, not all of it, which is something cool that they did. But yeah, I didn't want to just farm, all my belladonna seeds and not use the items from that to do dynamite. So getting a looting bag is also a big plus because it helps me be able to store things like herbs, and I can always reset it to get, another bag. And it's just a really beneficial part of my account. So that being said, I ended up going for a lot of combat. I went for the quest specifically because I realized with this account that I could have a chance at doing perfect experience. And what I mean by perfect experience is really not getting any combat XP whatsoever on any of the things that would otherwise require combat XP. And Poison Dynamite is a little bit safer than the melee method was for spawn manipulation and cannon manipulation. However, it's a lot more time consuming, and there's a lot of effort that has to go into it and a lot of patience that needs to be upheld to finish all of your goals with it, because it does splash a lot, and it can be one of those things. Getting a whole new load of Cave Nightshade while also having Dynamite with you, while also not having a bank, can be pretty tedious. So I wanted to knock that all out so that I could feel really relieved in terms of putting in further hours into my account skill-wise. And so that's what I did. I ended up going for Druidic Ritual. I did Poison Dynamite the Rat. I learned about Poison Dynamite. I learned my method. Then I realized I was waiting 5 hours for like 1 to 2 Poison Dynamite. It was just really annoying. I ended up using the cannon for the bear cub because I was a little bit impatient. But other than that, I did not use dwarf cannon for that. Only dwarf cannon for that and for the bear. Or sorry, for the bear and for the bat bones for Merlin's crystal. So that was pretty cool. I ended up accomplishing that. And then I realized I've got the total level. I've got the items that I need. I've got the thieving to get more Cave Nightshade. I should just go for it. And so I started thinking about my last series where I did max quest points without recoils and decided that I should go ahead and try to do it this time officially as well with whatever method was supported. So the thing you want to unlock first is Watchtower, because if you can actually get access to the cave, then you can use that cave to get unlimited dynamite. Poison Dynamite specifically because of unlimited Cave Nightshade. Now, Hopping Worlds is annoying for one specific because it takes 3 Cave Nightshade to make 1 Poison Dynamite, which is just dumb in my opinion. Like clearly they're over, for how much it takes to get, it should just be 1 Nightshade per Dynamite. I think that would just be easier. But that might be catering to this build too much, so I'm actually okay with it being that way, and I had no problem putting in the extra effort because that's what my account is about. It's more challenging, but it's more rewarding, and it's more exciting, and it's more respectable. When I look at my own account, I get excited when I've done things that I know barely anybody else in the entire game has done yet. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then the poll, obviously, for the recoils came about, and that was really exciting because I knew, oh man, I'm going to have access to the feud. So what I ended up doing was going for all the combat quest. And guys, the next video is going to be pretty explosive, no pun intended, because I'm clearly going to be going for 99 fire making, as you can see. But it's because I'm going to be blowing up a lot of stuff in this next video, and I can't wait to put it all into one video and show you. It's going to probably be my longest progress video on this account, to be fair, even though it's number 3 out of 15. And that's because it is just so much content of quests, combat, encounters, everything. Now, obviously, in the progress video, you're not going to get a play-by-play on how I do those things. So I am going to break down every single combat encounter into a specific tutorial video for that, and that'll go in the tutorial playlist, just like where those 2 tutorials are right now. I do need to actually re-upload a different farming one because I think there's a better method for more sustainable 25 fruit. So I'm going to re-upload that when I get back to farming, and I'll rock my beekeeper outfit for that one. But that is something that I will put in there so that people can look at it and see, how do I do these combat encounters on an iron level 3? So I will have that for you guys for sure. Obviously, I'm going to be working on that as I work on this particular method of basically getting all of the stuff done. I can't really do too much right now because I'm trying to focus on Wintertodt and I want to get the next video out, but those tutorial videos will come for sure as soon as I am able to get the next progress video out. You guys have been patient and I do want to get it out. Another thing I wanted to speak on is, why do I like to have 199 per video? And why don't I just span out all the quest and combat clips and everything, instead of having like a larger, intense paced 10 to 15 minute no commentary video next? Well, the reason why is because it's for me. I'm not doing this for, keeping subscribers, gaining, more YouTube subscribers, anything like that, right? I'm making this series because I wanted to make something that I'd enjoy and to challenge myself to making something better than I had before. And that was the point of starting this account, and one of the big points of why I wanted to start the Clan Transcend, and also why I really wanted to create a whole new series and kind of revamp and redo everything. This is going to be, and already in my opinion is, a better account than Bag ever was. And I'm only just getting started. So with that, I will say I have a lot of content there. The quests that I have done, I will go over them since you'll see them in the next video. So this could be like a little bit of a perk, but I am going to be doing or showing you a lot of stuff. The only one that is not done yet is the Demon Slayer, and that I will get done at 90 fire making. So I'm very close to having that accomplished. But let's look at them. So I did the Corsair's Curse. That required the KP Spear method to get 0 combat XP fighting Ithoi. I will be blowing up Delarith with Poison Dynamite with a max hit at 90 fire making. I did Biohazard fight in the last video, but maybe you hadn't seen that. I did that as well. Bon Voyage, so I did gain access to Fossil Island, which required Merlin's Crystal and Observatory. You can do it another way by simply going kind of around the method by doing some mining at Kendilzu. I forget what it's called, wherever you get the Mkando hammer from. But I didn't want to do that, and I already had Observatory quest done, so I went for Merlin's Crystal, which required Bat Bones. So I did kind of fudge and use the cannon for the Bear Cub and for the Merlin's Crystal Bat Bones, simply because I was impatient with Dynamite. I learned a lot about Dynamite through this process, for sure, and that was really cool. I also learned a lot about kind of just how patient I needed to be in order to accomplish what I had in store, because Dynamite is a little bit more difficult to obtain. And really, I didn't know right away. I was just farming it and getting like 1 to 2 every 5 hours. And I didn't really think about, like, how do I unlock more Nightshade faster until I finished Druidic Ritual. So I did Druidic Ritual. That also kind of launched my herb lore and diaries and desire to kind of get above 30 and start using lamps on it, because I am a 1 Slayer prod. And that's because I don't want Slayer unless I can get 99 and get truly 1600 total. And I don't want to do that and spend the hours doing that on cleaning finds. The level 3 high score is released today. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really like the idea that total level is the metric for that. It feels really, really weird that Jagex is supporting a total level metric for level 3 Ironmen as the high scores, when there isn't even a straightforward 99 Slayer method that's like at least 10 to 15k XP. So it's just, I think it's kind of dumb, and it should have been based on like total XP, if anything. But they already kind of ignored our poll results of voting no and put it up there anyways. I'm not like completely annoyed with the idea, but it is weird how you can't like select Ultimate Iron Man and then click the build type. It like goes to a whole different thing. So like I can't even see how am I ranked in total compared to all the other UIM level 3s, for example. So I don't know how great it is. I don't really use it as a reference of like how good I am as a player anyways. And I know eventually my account is going to hit the goals that I want, and I'm just going to keep growing, and I'm going to stay consistent and focus on what my goals are instead of like constantly comparing with other players. I do like an element of competition, but I also like an element of friendliness. And though Transcend is an EHP clan, it's because EHP, though it's not the perfect metric by any means, at all, it works for a lot of different build types, especially for iron build types, because you can gain EHP a number of different ways, and it doesn't mean that any of your ranks are going to require certain total levels. You can have OSATs and different types of builds. And, I don't think that somebody who's a 10 HP that's getting EHP from Slayer shouldn't be able to get, recognition for that. Basically, 10 HP clans, I want to consider combat as a part of it. Since that's what it is. So speaking on Transcend, our clan has been out for a month now, and it's been growing. We've got some really great members. We actually just dropped our first podcast today. We're gonna be doing some events hopefully here soon, and some comps and some giveaways for clan members. Maven and I both just got brand new jobs. I just actually landed a job that's 175K a year base pay. And so I'm excited to definitely do something cool like bonds for our Iron Men, or some kind of cool giveaway, like a year's worth of membership or something for the members. So there's going to be more perks for actually being a true member of the clan. And I think that's something that I want. How I think about our clan as a niche clan and how I've seen it develop over the last month is I like to say we're kind of like the 10 HP, lower EHP Olympus, right? And if I was an Iron main and I was focused on my account, I would definitely want to be an Olympus. Like Olympus would be the clan that I'd be after. If not that, probably at least Omnia. Like that would be the dream, right? Like I love those people. I actually was able to hang out with them in their team speak like quite a bit actually, because of I think one of my friends was in there. I think it was at the time it was Jonas, I think, was in Omnia. So I was able to hang out there even though I was a total noob. So I like the mentality of those people, but also, we aren't the top EHP gainers in the game. Like irons tend to have less EHP on average than like normal accounts, simply because, it takes some time. The EHP stuff is kind of a little bit off, and all of that. Plus, like level 3 irons didn't pick up the pace the way that main irons did. So obviously anybody in Olympus who's had that mentality before Iron Man mode and then has put that into their iron, they're going to be really, really far. So that's kind of how I see where Transcend fits. We've also risen in average EHP above, I believe, Z-Skillers, above District 3, and above Improvement, which is pretty cool, even though it's not the best metric because they have a lot more people in their clan. So obviously their EHP average is going to go down. But it is cool to kind of see that we're there with all of the other clans that I respect. And honestly, in each of those clans I've had interaction with or I've been a part of. And I have respect for all of the other leaders and the people in those clans, and have friends in each of those clans. So it is cool to see like Transcend is growing and people are wanting to gather together. Like the Iron community is coming together in that mode. I've seen 10 HPs with, unique tips that are using magic or using range to do certain things. And it's super cool to have a variety there. It almost feels like the things that I love about Improvement and 10 Talk and District 3 and even a little bit of Z-Skillers, though that's going to come with more social events, all coming into and influence like how Transcend is becoming and growing and like what the vision for it is. So that podcast was obviously dropped. I don't want to talk about too much more about Transcend, but I will say like we aren't going anywhere and we're doing really well. And I'm excited to see what we have in front of us in terms of, what our vision is and that paying off. So get back to the quest. I did also the Cold War, nullifying the 0 combat XP, the 40 attack XP that you get for killing the Ice Lord. I also did Elemental Workshop and was able to also do the diary for all 4 elementals. Though I wish I had done the Earth one at the same time. I didn't know, and I did those 4 first and then came back to it. Then I did, let's see, the Feud. That's a very large quest to get unlocked. I really wanted to do it, and I've done it even before the recoils have dropped using Dynamite. So I'm really, really excited about that because that's a great moneymaker in the future. Though I have about 60 mil GP right now, if I needed to do something that could give good EHP, XP, and also get me good GP, it'd be rune crafting, which is my favorite skill in the game. So, like, in an ideal, crazy, perfect world, I'd have all 99s and I'd be doing nothing but rune crafting. That'd kind of be what I'd say about that skill. So, that being said, let's see here. Let's focus on some of the things, I guess more combat. I also did the Eclairin's Little Helper, which was 2 combat encounters that were pretty intense in the pyramid, and that was challenging, but I pulled it off. I also did Lost City, which was the tree spirit. That one's a little bit crazier because you have to do easy clues, and then with those easy clues, you get a full inventory of dynamite as much as you can. You can't actually open the clues where there is a table on Intrana, because if you could, then you could just put it on, put it on there. But I ended up doing, opening it on the second clue. I got the black axe, and that was super cool. I was kind of spooned, and then Sun Hurts me and I spent like 2 hours just going ham, trying to get it all set up to actually get the kill in the tree spirit. But I was able to do it with the first inventory and that method. And again, I will come out with videos for each method, individual tutorials that I'll break it down and do commentary on in the tutorials series, because that is something that I want to make sure is there and people feel like they can just access it and get, some insight into those different encounters. So I'm not going in a particular order, but these were all done. Lost City, and then Merlin's Crystal, that was Sir Mordred, did that. Observatory quest I did a while ago. One small favor, taking on Slagalith and taking on the 3 dwarves. I have to give the credit to Sun Hurts Me. He's a homie. He is just wild guy, super cool, really nice, super humble, has 200 mil mining from Motherlode, which is, a great reason for his name to be Sun Hurts Me. And yeah, man, he really theory crafted with me, and I will give him 100% credit. He figured out how to do Slagalith with Poison Dynamite without any Guthix Rest. And that was something that we kind of, he had the idea for, because he thinks that way as a hardcore. He thinks about how can I avoid any food and any Guthix Rest or Ceridome Bruise necessary. And like for as long as this game's been released, that was like an entirely new method for that particular encounter with Slagalith. So that was cool. And it took some time and patience, but we pulled it off. And then he really kind of mentally helped me ascend, or I could say transcend, to realize like there's a worthwhileness in the patience. And I think he has that just from his mining experience and also being a hardcore level 3. He has that mentality of like, who cares if it takes a week when you've already spent like months on your account. And so he helped me kind of get through that, not only with his alt, his couple alts that I bonded up, but also my alts. We did a lot of stuff together, including Lost City, and you'll see his accounts in those tutorials. So big shout out to my homie Sun Hurts Me. Appreciate him a ton. I gotta say it. Credit earned, credit due to him. So that was pretty challenging. The dwarves were also difficult, and I wasn't sure about them, but accomplished killing those 3 dwarves. And then also Shiloh Village, that is the 3-formed boss. It's a little bit more scary to get down there as a UIM than it is to actually do the fight, but doing the fight itself as well was rather interesting. Let's see. So that unlocked the glass method as well, which is really cool, and the cart to Shiloh Village, as well as some specific things that Shiloh Village gives. I also did Taiwa One Eye Trio, and that one required the monkey and the yogurt. The yogurt is good for Karamja Easy as well. And so use dynamite on that. Did want to give in to using cannon for sure, but Sun talked me off the cliff, and I ended up not using the cannon for the yogurt. Did the Taurus Trap. That fight's pretty relatively easy to unlock steel dart tips for later smithing. And then all of the diaries, the Artie diary was already done, but the Falador Duck, the 4 Kandarian Elementals, the Karamja Yogurt, the Sand Crab, and I also did the Lumbridge Draenor Zombie in case I did ever get Slayer. I'd only have to take on the Cave Nightshade. And then I also did do the Desert Vulture, so that way I'd have all those done, along with finishing all Karen favors. So at this point, though my quest points is only 75, I only have Demon Slayer left. The focus was on Gorad and Watchtower once I learned like what really mattered for Dynamite, because that's the fastest method to obtain it. Even though now you can grow them and stack them, I wanted to knock it out. And the dragon, the green dragon with the get to obtain the dragon bone pre 83 was insane. That was probably one of the most like highlights and rushes I had outside of Slagalith with Sun and the Tree Spirit, because basically there's bots that are out there, and I didn't think of any other better dragons. I think there are some better ones to do, but there's a lot of bots at Green Dragons, and they can hit it because it's multi. And so there was a bot that was running up to kill those ones. But then when I finally got the Venom and the Dynamite combo stack to like guarantee the kill credit on UIM, a bot was running towards it, and my heart was like, no. And then he ran past it. I don't know if the so literally I have a clip of a bot attacking it when I was trying one time, and then in the next attempt, a bot running past it. I don't know if it's because the HP was so low from the Venom proc, but yeah, that was insane. So that was like the craziest thing, is getting that Dragon Bone and not having to get like 83 Hunter and using Dynamite to do it. And then having that for Watchtower to unlock the Skavids map, which I also had to kill Gorad the Ogre with Dynamite. That took a little while as well. But once I unlocked the Cave Nightshade cave and figured out Skavids map, it was just like game over. Like from that point, I was just constantly grinding and just getting more Cave Nightshade. I'd go, like I had a particular process of teleport to Erzeric's Inferno, buy all of the Dynamite, teleport to LMS if I didn't have energy, or minigame teleport directly to Castle Wars, or take the Castle Wars portal from LMS, then go straight to the cave. I had to have a light source, so I'd wear like the Korend Easy Diary, or not Korend Easy Diary, the Kandarian Easy Diary head, because it was only one less range slot, range accuracy bonus. I had to like do all these things. I even had to get the Amulet of Power best in slot for a range bonus from getting 65 Hunter, which I did basically passively, and I ended up having to hunt magpies and get used to that. So I feel like I'm ready for recoils anyways, and there are a few combat encounters left, but pretty much everything on my account has been accomplished at this point and will be in the next video, which I'm excited to show you guys. Outside of that, my next goal is going to be 99 fire making. I think it makes sense for how many like different NPCs that I've blown up in the last like several weeks. And I also was interviewing, so I was pretty busy with a lot of interviews, and I'm still getting busy because I'm going to be preparing for my next role, which I did get the offer. And so I'm really excited. I start the 27th. For those of you that don't know, I work in tech, and I was a part of the big tech layoffs, and I ended up securing a promotion in this next role, as well as it being a great company and a great culture fit. I'm just super excited. Maven also got a promotion at a new role, and he's going to be doing good. And so both of us being software engineers and just accomplishing all of this around the same time, it just felt incredible. So I was going to do agility next, but I think it's going to take a while to get from 85. I'll probably be 86 soon, and then 90's already, right? So pretty close to it. I definitely want to hold off on it for probably the next video, and still go for my agility farming, fishing, cooking goals. But I do want to do a couple of things like Demon Slayer and before I release this next video, as well as in the 99 farm making. And then also I want to get ice gloves and get the glove slot for smithing, which means I might just go for the full outfit. So it could be a little bit till the next video, but I am going to have all that done. I don't know if I want to show all the favor unlocks. I kind of want to save the favor unlock clips for the agility video, because like every single time I unlock a favor, I want to like show the clip of unlocking the new graceful outfit and putting it in my POH. And then I don't know if there's really anything more specific to say from a goal perspective. I'm continuing to transcend. I'm continuing to push myself. I'm continuing to really just go after what I want. And now with most of the combat left, the only encounters that I can even think of that are possible is the ice gloves via the Ice Queen, Demon Slayer, as I mentioned, and then I need to test the Depths of Despair, the Sand Snake, which means I need to get my alt to that point because there's like a favor part requirement. Getting ahead is going to require recoils, Guthix Rest, and probably tick-eating potatoes. Same with the Scent of Arceus. It's going to require, I think, recoils, Guthix Rest, and potatoes as well. And then the biggest like peak of the count in terms of quest and combat will be trying to do and learn the tick-eating of potatoes with recoils and Guthix Rest for the contact quest combat fight. So that will be like the peak of combat. I'm probably going to save that. I don't really know. I think it's going to be a while for recoils to drop on magpies, considering in today's update, they didn't just add recoils to the magpie drop table, which is super weird considering they did like all the work for the Cave Nightshade. I was kind of hoping that it was going to drop today, and then at 90, I could go do Demon Slayer and then try to work towards the supplies for that. But I do have a method for getting Guthix Rest, and I already have begun to collect some Guthix Rest for doses. I've got 8 right now, so I'll continue to collect those. I do have some purple sweets. I don't know if I have enough purple sweets for what I need for some of the other quests. And then obviously, being only 75 quest points, it looks like I'm not near the cap for the One Slayer prod build, which will be slightly different then because there's a couple quests like you can't do with One Slayer. But I actually really think that getting like, 100 quest points plus will be relatively easy for me, considering I've done all of the hard ones and the rest are like fun, easy ones that honestly don't really take much effort or time. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I think we're at about 30 minutes. I've always said I want this to be anywhere from 30 to 45. I know sometimes I can ramble to an hour. But we secured also the permanent UIM status with 1K total. And we secured the looting bag, and I actually had some fun doing LMS. So I don't know if I'll show those clips in the next vid too, but a lot of content has been accomplished. The vision for Transcend is continuing to expand and grow. The account is going to continue to make progress. I am really excited about the future, and I am definitely not slowing down. I might have a little bit of difficulty with work, so the agility plan might go on the back burner, depending. I am going to try to get 99 fire making before my start date, though likely it'll be close, but I might not. If that's the case, I'm going to be AFK, and I won't be able to play during the day as much. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually kind of go the opposite direction of, instead of doing agility, farming, fishing, cooking, smith, I have the GP for smith, and I've already got Giant's Foundry unlocked and 60 unlocked for Blast Furnace. So what I may do is get the ice gloves after everything, after 99 fire making, complete all the combat except for the ones that actually require recoils, and then go for 80 smith, which is like when I'm not working. And then once I'm 80 and I have like the full outfit, just go for steel dart tips, because that'll get me to close to 99 smithing and will be enough for 99 fletching. And that means that then I can do 99 agility while doing 99 fletching after smithing. And then with 99 agility, smithing and fletching and fire making, going into farming, fishing, cooking. I will probably do wood cutting after construction, but then I could go into construction, finish up wood cutting, and then I would be able to focus on hunter, mining, crafting, Herbler. So I think I'm making good progress. There's a lot more to be done. I'm not going to do like, 5-month update, 6-month update, or I'm not going to push out videos every week or every 2 weeks just because I need to get something to you guys. I really care about quality over quantity. That's just how I am. And here's the thing, I wasn't naturally efficient. And some people might like have a negative, like they have like a toxic positive perspective on zero combat XP, or it's like, oh, I'm not efficient, I don't care about efficiency. Like, let's be real, guys, I don't either. Like, I'll sit in AFK for 25 minutes. I don't care about my game time being far over my actual EHP. But like at the same time, that's just kind of lazy, and it's like a pretty negative perspective, when in reality it's like, don't you want your account to be the best it could possibly be? Like, I just don't understand that logic. So I'm not going to be uploading videos every week where I'm talking for 50 minutes and showing like 2 levels. And that's going to be hard because, yeah, 99s take a while. Like certain 99s, it takes a while to get from 90 to 99. But I've done it with RC. And so I know that with any other skill other than Herblore, it's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm looking forward to learning all of the methods that I need to learn that I don't know already. And I've already learned a lot of the methods that I hadn't quite experienced. But this account will surpass Bag. It is 100% inevitable. It is going to happen. And it's just a matter of time before it does. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm at about the 36-minute mark. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet me, direct message me on Discord, join the clan, Discord. Even if you're in another build, like, check us out. Come join as a guest. We've got people who are in other clans that are irons that will come and join as guests anyways. Like, they're always welcome. Honestly, even clan leaders from other clans are welcome. We're a pretty positive group of people. Like, we are definitely efficient to some degree, but like, we're not like gung-ho about it in a certain way. And we've created a lot of opportunity for people to join on new accounts without even necessarily having all that some other, high-end clans might require, or really push so that it's hard to get in. Like, there's a really high barrier to entry versus our clan. The like barrier to entry is basically create a new hardcore 10 HP or iron or ultimate iron and get going. Like, you're welcome to our clan. And so it's pretty cool to see. Like, we are a new community, but this community has been around for several years now, and it's continuing to grow. If you've got a clan that you're in, like on a different account, but you feel like starting an iron level 3 of some sort, we do accept also multi-clanning. So as long as your other account is like, let's say you have a normal level 3 and it's in District 3, well, you're not going to get an additional rank on your hardcore level 3, right? So because of that, like, we're totally okay with your normal level 3 being in District 3 and your iron level 3 or 10 HP being in our clan. And that's something that I can say from improvement. Like, a high up individual at improvement has done that. And some individuals at District 3 have done that. And I think it keeps it really cool because we aren't really like necessarily fully competing with those clans. So if you want to play a normal mode, you can, but you're not going to be able to enter our clan chat, like even as a guest, if you're not an iron. So there are some pretty good players that also have irons. I can think of somebody like MLK who has a UIM. He's kind of past the AFK point with it, and he's really focused on his main and doing a lot of stuff with his alts and stuff. But like, if he wanted to join on his ultimate, he could, So it's just a perspective to think about. And we're in Discord. We'll hang out. We'll talk. We'll have some cool clan events and things happening. I'm looking forward to them. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching or listening, whichever you did. I'm getting close to the points. I'm going to go celebrate with my family. Great time celebrating my 11th wedding anniversary in the last few days, and my Valentine's Day with my wife, and then also getting a new job all within the same week. So I'm going to enjoy the next week or two of just gameplay before I have to start my job. But I'm also going to be working on a lot of skills. Like, in real life, I'll watch tutorials and videos every day to prepare to be as equipped as I can, while also listening to that, I can be doing Winter Taught It. So, all right, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed this Ramble video. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for those that have been encouraging, have been helpful. Shout out to Sun. Shout out to Maven. Shout out to honestly everybody in our clan chat. I don't know how many people are on right now, but Dodgy and R2 and I Relent and Rune Duke. Snoopy's new, but Sun for sure, and Yuri, and I mean we've got 27 members now, which is just incredible to think about because yeah, we've all come from different areas and we're continuing to grow. So, all right, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.